First news is FCA announced AI safety trainings for all financial institutions in United Kingdom. And what's interesting and important here is that FCA is the first regulatory body around the world who introduced this AI safety trainings. These trainings are not now a super mandatory thing for all financial institutions, but it's just a matter of time when it will be very mandatory. FCA decided that they want to be the leaders in AI safety trainings, in regulations regarding AI, embedding AI into financial services, because we have no other options just to take AI, machine learning tools and instruments and embed them to the current existing functionality of financial and fintech software products and solutions. What do you think, Igor, about this? This is the beginning of a new era, or is just adaptation to some new changes and new things that appeared on the market?
That's a really good extension to all the digitalization that is happening. I assume, and my vision, that it's larger than just AI, because all AI starts with the data. And in my assumption, it's going to be to provide the safeguard rails and some kind of guidance, how the data is processed and how the data will influence the customer journey and customer usage of the financial services. So I think it will be beneficial the same way as having the regulations for the stable coins and the crypto help the market to shape up and get tier 1, tier 2 banks into the story. The same way it will allow smaller companies to understand what are the requirements for the AI data governments, and the same will be for the tier 1, tier 2 bank. Because right now, everyone building and assuming how it should be done, but there is no rails from the regulator. And that's a really good step. I don't see it as a negative effect. I assume it's going to be really positive effects in understanding what we should do, how we will structure the data, how we will structure the usage of those data, despite even not being used sometimes in AI, because the much information we have, the more services that we can provide, it becomes more tailor-made for the clients. And that's a really good step, which will move all the services forward.
This is very much correlated with the appearance of European AI Act, which will be enforced in 2027. So FCA just is continuing the trend that is on European continent with AI safety and AI regulations. I think this is a very good initiative. I, by sure, will try to find these trainings and to maybe to pass them by for myself alone, just to have an understanding what are the most major risks that FCA see in this. It's a very interesting topic. We have to take a look on this and put this under supervision, by sure.
Let's move on our second news, and it's global. Wise received conditional approval to launch in South Africa, first license in Africa. And in this case, it will become as a small payment institution. Wise is knownly have operations happening in South Africa for a while, but this shows an appetite and the market size in Africa for extending the Wise. Wise covered a lot of West countries and provided quite decent service with a well-understandable business model. And I think it shows that even despite having the stablecoins, Bitcoins, and all those trends for the cross-border transfers, usual business model with the fiat transfers still is in growth. And Wise is looking for the new markets to extend and provide really good remittance and inclusion for countries from Africa. So what do you think about this, Dmitry?
Wise had already in South Africa an office. It was more an operational office that was related for operations, some kind of a technical and operational hub there. So this is a good news, and this is a first signal that the political and social agenda of G20 regarding a seamless and a simple cross-border payments is already put in practice. South Africa as a country is a very interesting place for fintech development. Currently, there are quite a good number of fintech products there. We will be very happy to make somehow in future some dedicated episodes for our podcast regarding fintech products in South Africa. And this is a signal that European markets, if American players are looking to European market right now and they're coming with investments, now a European player is going to Africa and to South Africa and make quite serious steps. Well, we have to be also honest that Wise received in South Africa stage 2 or type 2 of license. So it's a very specific type of license, which allows fiat conversion, fiat exchange, which is quite limited license, but it's already a start. for this, and it seems like for Wise business model, this is like more than sufficient, because the Wise core business is remittance. And together with G20 political agenda, this move is just absolutely great news at the end of the year that give a lot of perspective what things will happen in 2026. Who knows? Maybe some more European companies will arrive there soon. Let's move to the third news, which is also quite global. It's linked to a strong partnership between two giant companies. It's Visa and Amazon. Visa and Amazon basically are advancing into agentic commerce. They have more and more a bigger collaboration and more deep collaboration regarding agentic shopping embedded with Visa payment solutions. And seems like the future of the shopping, or at least for the next years, is for agentic shopping, where AI agents in Amazon inside will make all the shopping for you based on some links, based on some lists you made, based on some your customer behavior. We will see. It's not clear till the end what kind of tools information is gathered here, but at least it's well understandable that this is the future for shopping and electronic commerce. And how was Shopify several good years ago in news on the market and absolutely player changer? This agentic AI shopping also will change totally and reshape totally the market of shopping and marketplaces itself. What do you think about this, Igor?
I'm always remembering this story about the performance of the web pages while you're buying, because we tend to think about the shopping as a personal experience as a customer. So you open the browser, you look for something. But for Amazon, and they published the statistics that if the page loads for 100 milliseconds more, it gives the millions of the reductions for the volume income. So changing the way how we interact through the agents potentially gives an ability to trade more and more efficiently, because instead of waiting for the pages, losing the interest, we changing the way how we interact. So instead of scrolling and keeping, my usual way maybe to shop on Amazon, you're going from office at home, you do the home chores, and then you're glancing through the phone, picking up the stuff that you need to buy. And it takes time. You're losing the attention, you're losing the focus, you might misclick something, or you might not think through. I assume it will give a better ability to select and ask for the specific parameters and then do not spend those time. And it will change the way how we interact, and especially with the payments. I think it's a good move, but I still have quite one open question. Is the agentic AI will be required to buy Amazon Prime for buying? Because that's something that always amazes me. Amazon is putting a lot of barriers how to not cancel or not approve the Amazon Prime. So that's a question. Is it going to be bundled with the agentic AI?
I'm more than sure than yes, or even maybe will appear some new package, more diverse than the current one Amazon has. We have also it's very important to mention here that Visa will provide not only the access to its payment infrastructure, like the core system or the payment methods that Visa can provide. By the way, in one of our previous episodes, we were speaking about the fact that Visa tested in United Kingdom a first account-to-account transaction, and it worked. So Visa doesn't have only card-to-card transaction tools. They also have a lot of Visa, by the way, is very well known for this its anti-fraud and risk engines that they have. And Visa also will provide Amazon this access to this information, access to these tools, which will increase the safety of the payments and potentially decrease the amount of frauds and issues can appear with this. I don't know how the 3DS will work here with an agentic AI, because there's not so much information like how the product will look like, how the workflow will look like, but it's still a question. So yeah, Amazon Prime bundled with agentic AI. First question, and second question, how it will look like. What's the customer flow here?
Maybe the last thing that I would like to mention before closing the episode, actually we have the episode on the Fintech Garden as interviews with Rajesh Savi Parmar, where we discussed the embedded finance and African inclusion. So if you're interested around the news about Wise and the extension to South Africa, I would like you to suggest to go into the full episode. It bundled with a lot of numbers and highlights what is happening in the market. So please take a look and let us know if it feels as a good material for you.